welcome back to my channel. It's Stephanie from Magnesium Media. We're here today at Lamborghini Las Vegas, and we're gonna check out something pretty cool. So that's not it. This is George, and George is gonna talk to us today about the new Lamborghini Urus. Did I say that right? I said that right?
Perfect.
Okay. Most of us say Urus. It's not a Urus, it's not a Urus, it's an Urus, right? Okay, so George, we did the reveal last night at the Fontainebleau. I was there, you were there, lots of people were there, you weren't there, but that's okay. So anyway, what is especially cool about this Urus?
Number one, when Lamborghini announced that by 2030, they'd be coming out with a full lineup of electric cars, I was a little worried. A lot of my clients are worried. Like, I really love the naturally aspirated. Even though this was a twin turbo, they kind of get a little scared about going to electric. It's something new. It's almost like when they got rid of the manual transmissions.
Yeah.
They were kind of upset about it. There was like this breaking point between something that they were comfortable with and something new that they're not.
Don't take my
Don't take it away.
Yes,
right?
I need
don't
that.
Want electric. Keep it the way it is. But I have to tell you, after starting this car, which we're going to do in a minute, and driving this car, which we're going to do in a minute, the only two words I have for this car is game changer.
Game changer. Now,
this car is an absolute game changer.
You've spoken about the sound of this car.
Amazing.
Amazing.
If Lambo tries to sell exhaust for this car, they're going to have a hard time.
Really?
It sounds so good. In fact, so that was my main concern, was that when they went electric, they were going to take away some of the sound of the car and some of the soul and the spirit of the car. And they went and they flipped it the other way, and they just made it. I mean, it blew me away when I first heard this car.
You know, a lot of people now are comfortable with the no noise. I'm not okay with that.
Yeah,
you're not okay with that. And I think most of them out there are not okay with that. You know, when you think of sports car, you think loud, right? And if you don't have loud, what do you have?
Right. Now, there is an electric mode if you want to be quiet, right?
And
There's
that
also
goes
that, because a lot of people say, you know, I get in my car, I start it up early in the morning to go to work or to go to the gym or wherever, and I wake up my whole entire family. So there is a benefit to having a quiet car until you pull out of your house or your neighborhood or...
Okay, so wait, so it's quiet when... all right, maybe it's just me, I'm confused. It's quiet when you start it, but then once you get past a certain MPH...
30 miles an hour, yeah.
Once you get past 30 miles an hour.
Yeah, or you can keep it in full electric mode.
Okay. Oh, so... Cameraman, aka hubby, is saying, so when you're cheating on your wife and you want to sneak out of the house, she won't hear you. That's okay. Or if you don't want to wake the baby, or if you have to go to work at 1:30 in the morning and you don't want to wake the neighbors, things like that. So I'm excited. I want to hear this, because I remember from last night you saying that, and yeah, I want to hear it.
Kids can now steal their parents' Lambos and they'd never know.
That's not a good thing, because I have two kids. And I would not be happy.
I don't know if you remember a couple of years ago, there was a guy in Wall Street guy in New York, and his kid stole his Enzo.
Yes.
Remember that one?
I did.
Yep.
I think I remember that. What do you do with that kid?
You disown them.
Just give them back.
Just give him back, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Go back to where you came from. All right.
So let's take a peek inside before we let's leave the startup to the end. Okay, let's take a peek inside.
It is the grand finale.
Yeah.
I mean, driving it is really the grand finale. That electric motor gives it so much torque, so much power. I was absolutely blown away.
Now, last night at the reveal, I was able to peek inside, but I really couldn't get like a good look because there were so many people there. So now, George, tell us a few differences between this model and the previous models, but I also want to point out one thing that's really exciting is that this is the fastest Lamborghini SUV, correct?
Ever made.
And how fast does it go?
194 miles an hour.
194 miles an hour. Okay.
And I got to say something about that. Lambo is really, really good about not pushing the envelope. When they break a record or they set it a couple miles more than the last one, most of the drivers go, give me 1 or 2 more laps, I'll break that record too. And they go, no, calm down.
Calm down. Next year.
So Lambo is really, really good about staying conservative. For example, when the Performante broke the Nürburgring ring record, the driver literally got out of the car and said, give me 2 more laps and I'll get another second out of it. He goes, no. You just beat the 918. $1 million car.
He was pulling a Maverick. He wanted to be Maverick and just go that little bit of extra,
That'd
right?
be you.
Well, no, not after my experience at Speed Vegas. I was like, when I got out of the car, that was bad. I can't. Turns out I can't go too fast. I would like to, but no go. Okay, so what are a few differences between this model and the previous?
Well, mainly it's going to be the drivetrain, the exhaust, the things that we've already talked about. But the interior has a couple little aesthetic differences. The dashboard is different. The screen is bigger. The seat design is different. We've never had this stitch design on the seats before.
Okay.
So I'm interested in seeing what the Sportivo looks like, but this is what we call Elegante or Classica. And then this one has one of the highly desirable and black interior packages, right? The dark package on the inside. So the door handles are black, speaker grills are black, door sills are black, the Lamborghini writing is black. A lot of the little silver components in here, like the bezel on the steering wheel, is black. I really love that package.
George, I got to tell you. So I'm sitting in this model for the first time, and I got to tell you, my OCD is kicking in, and I would be like, red buttons, red switches. Oh my God! And these two handles here, I'm not going to touch anything now, but while I'm driving, I would be playing with these constantly.
So this is called the Tamburo.
Okay.
I don't know if you know this, but Lamborghini designs all of their cars after aviation. In fact, this is an aviation component right here. In a helicopter or an airplane, you'd find this protects the start switch so you don't accidentally shut it off when you're mid-flight.
Okay.
So this is called the Tamburo. If you've ever been in a plane, this is how they accelerate the plane.
Yes.
Right? Almost like a boat, right? They push it forward. So they want this to have a beautiful, like aerodynamic aviation aesthetic.
It's really
and they
cool.
want it to be balanced out too.
Got it.
So over here, you'll have the normal 6 drive modes, and then over here, you'll have your individual drive modes and the electric component too.
Okay.
So once you get comfortable with the car, and I find a lot of people in the first couple of weeks that they own the car, the first month, they're playing with all these modes, and then they find what's comfortable for them.
Right.
And they go, okay, here's where I'm going to be quiet leaving the house. Here's where I'm going to have some fun. And here's where I'm really going to have some fun. And then the sand, the dirt, and the snow, and over here the electric components. We'll find out as we get to drive the car what becomes fun for us. So at the beginning, everything will be a little bit overwhelming, but as you own the car for a couple months, you'll find out where your sweet spot is.
You just fall right into that comfy seat, and
it's like having a new puppy.
Yeah, having a new puppy.
3 months.
Absolutely. This is very comfortable to sit in. Extremely comfortable.
I love it.
Yeah.
I said in October of 2018 when they came out with this car. In fact, I drove this car in Italy in May of 2018. They sent me over to Italy. And I was in the car for about 10 minutes, and I said, this was going to be car of the year.
Really?
This is by far the best car. It checks all the boxes. I absolutely love it. Sure enough, Rob Report came out at the end of the year. It was car of the year. And I had said that year, I go, this is a home run. Lamborghini absolutely hit a home run. Then they came out with this car, and I'm like, another home run. Like, how do you improve upon something that's already the best?
I know,
and they
right?
did it. They did it. I was so excited.
But that's why those guys get paid the big bucks, because they figure it out. Now, what do you think, in your opinion, what is the best thing about this car that made you think car of the year?
I've already said. Well, again, it checks all the boxes. So first of all, Lamborghini's never been about making a car that makes logical sense. You want to take your wife and your kids and your golf clubs and go shopping or do what you can. It's a 2-seater car. It has this little frunk or this little bonnet that you can put like one little bag in. If you're taking a trip, you're like, do we have a chase car or something to bring all our luggage with? And for the first time, Lamborghini comes out with a car that's logical and it makes some sense. You can put the family in it, and all of a sudden it was like we didn't have to give up any of the sound or the performance or anything, you know. So when one of my friends, we did a video together, and he goes, "All right, this car is about the same price as a Huracan. Which do you find more value in? Do you think this is a $250,000 car?" And I go, "No, I don't. It should be a $350,000 car because it does so much more than the $250,000 Huracan." And here we are 5 years later, the car's $350,000 now. So, I mean, I called it 5 years ago when the car came out. I said it's going to be car of the year. It was. I said it should be $350,000. It now is. I mean,
the man knows what he's talking about.
The proof is just in the pudding. You just have to drive and own one of these cars for a little while, and you'll just see for yourself.
Look at all the room in the back.
Ferrari, so we're okay there.
All right, so I'm going to test this. I'm going to go back. Oh, okay, I'm back. Now, hold on.
Down, don't forget, you got to go down.
Oh, I got to go down. Okay.
Yeah, because usually a tall person is, there you go. So
okay,
it's actually going down at an angle.
I couldn't drive like this. I can't see.
And that steering wheel, of all the electric steering wheels of every car I've ever sold, this has more play up, down, in, and out of any steering wheel. So there's your electric button on the side, on the left.
This one here?
7 or 8 o'clock, right down here.
Right, yep.
Right here.
Oh, okay, I see it.
So go ahead and push that all the way in forward.
All the way in.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So there. So you have all that room over there now.
Wow. Yeah, this would be a big dude sitting here like this.
Yep. You know, when this car first came out, I don't know if it was Lamborghini's official stance, but some people were saying, oh, finally Lamborghini owners have something to give their wives. And I'm like, I'm never going to say that ever to anybody because this is also a guy's car, but a lot of the guys, they took on that kind of attitude. And then a couple of them bought them. And next thing you know, the wives were like, all right, my husband, every time I go looking for the key's gone.
He's got it.
He's now got it. I even had a couple guys that owned the car. And then after 6 months, they were like, done, I'm going back to my Aventador or my Huracan. And then once they sold the car, they were like, I miss it. It was the most perfect car I've ever owned in my life. So I've had multiple guys that are definitely car guys that have had the Urus, got rid of the Urus, regretted it, bought another one, and are now on their second or third.
You know, I can speak for those women why they like this instead of the others. It's because you can get in and out of this one without a problem. You know, if you go out on a date night with your spouse and you're in heels and a cute little dress, getting out of those, I used to have bruises all up and down my legs. Because it is difficult getting in and out. And I guarantee a lot of those men too, as they get older, this is easier for them too. It's more comfortable. Because as we know, as we get older, it's like the number one thing is comfort. Right?
And I tell people all the time, the perfect garage is a Huracan and an Urus. I want to drive the Huracan on the weekends, but I also have to go to work. I got to pick up my dry cleaning. I got to go to the grocery store. the kids, soccer. You know, the kids got to do sports.
I was just saying, it is roomy back there. It's really
So this
roomy.
car was designed to fit a 6'8" guy in with a 6'4" guy behind him. I've literally sold this car to basketball players. He's in the driver's seat. I'm sitting behind him, plenty of room.
All right, hold on.
Behind you.
Okay. Wow. This is no Ferrari, my friends. Okay, because would you even be able to get in the backseat behind me like this as in a Ferrari?
I wouldn't want to.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it'd be really tight.
Really tight. My knees would definitely be touching something.
And I think also, I bet if I was that 6'8" guy, this would probably be back a little bit too. Yeah. So, I mean, look at all of this room. This is crazy. Oh my God, there's so much room. Wifey could hop over.
So much room for activities.
Just saying. See, activities, you just said it too. All right, hold on. Let me get back up and forward. Much easier in a dress and heels to get out of. Thank you, George. Today was awesome. I had a great time. I hope you had a great time.
I had a wonderful time.
And I look forward to coming back and shooting more videos with you. You're very educational.
Great. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.